Well, hello, boys and girls. It's so nice to see y'all. It's been a long time since Santa Claus saw you. It's been almost a year. Well, I would like to read to you, if you don't mind. I'd like to read to you a poem that was written by a friend of mine over 200 years ago. It's called "Twas the Night Before Christmas." I hope you enjoy this. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and a tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew my hand and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a round little belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. I hope you enjoyed that poem, written by a friend of mine from long, long ago, when he was the first person to ever see me sneak into his house. Nobody had ever seen Santa Claus before, but he caught me. So I made a promise to write a poem. Well, I must tell you that I have been working on my nice and naughty list. You know, I'm making a list and checking it twice and going to find out who's naughty and nice. And I have a list of nice children here that have been so nice that I just wanted to recognize them. You know, almost every child, when it gets close to Christmas, starts being nice. But all throughout the year, sometimes it's a different story. Well, let me say hi to some of you very nice children. It has been a pleasure to watch you this year. And you just keep up what you're doing and everything's going to be just fine. And let's see. Let's start off with Virginia Beach, Virginia. Liam and Jackson Billings. Hello, Liam. Hello, Jackson. How are you doing? I know your mama, Ellie. Ellie likes it when somebody tells her to have a wonderful day and a better tomorrow. But Liam and Jackson Billings in Virginia Beach, you made Santa's nice list. So you make sure you hug your mom and tell her how much you love her and help out around the house now. All you children need to help with the chores because during the holidays it's a lot of work on your parents. And then in Cross Lanes, West Virginia. Cross Lanes, West Virginia. I know you think Santa Claus just sees children in big cities, but Santa Claus sees people and children all over the world. Doesn't have to be a big town. So in Cross Lanes, West Virginia, I want to say hi to Braden Campbell. Braden Campbell, you're 6 years old. You're doing such a nice job. I know your grandpa sure is proud of you. Old John Larch, he's a fine young man, and he loves his grandson very much, just like I love all you children. And Braden, you keep up what you're doing because you're doing a good job. Your grandpa's really proud of you. And then in Frederick, Maryland, I want to say that these three children have made the nice list. Danielle, Raven, and JoJo. You know who you are because you're the only ones, brothers and sisters. Dave, Danielle, Raven, and JoJo in Frederick, Maryland. Merry Christmas to you. Keep being nice. And then, you know what? Some of you children, sometimes you ask, well, how will Santa Claus know if I'm visiting Nana and Grandpa or Grandma and Grandfather or whatever? Well, Santa knows. For example, there's a little boy that lives in Jacksonville, Florida. But he's not there right now. He's in Mexico, Maine. A little town called Mexico, Maine. And his name is Tucker. And Tucker from Jacksonville, Florida, your Bop Bop loves you. Old Tucker and Bop Bop. Just want to say hi from Santa Claus to Tucker and Bop Bop. And then in Mountain View, Missouri, got Kinsley and Carly. How are you doing, Kinsley? How you doing, Carly? You made the nice list this year. Isn't that great? Keep it up. Santa Claus will keep coming to see you. In Ponder, Texas. Now, who do you think is 8 years old in Ponder, Texas? Well, young man's name is Eli. Eli down in Ponder, Texas. Merry Christmas, Eli. I'm going to come see you. And in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Hopkinsville, Kentucky. We got some brothers and sisters here. Miranda Brown and Faith Tabor and Cameron Tabor. I bet you didn't know I've been watching, did you? So Miranda, Faith, and Cameron, Merry Christmas to you. You keep being good children now. And in Chicago, We've got Isla and Lola. Yeah, that's right, Isla and Lola. Oh, Merry Christmas. Oh, it's so cold in Chicago, just like the North Pole. And in Trenton, Kentucky, how about old Jacob Clay? How you doing, Jacob? You being a good boy? I think you are, because you made Santa's nice list. Oh, we got a big group in Hamilton, Ohio that made the nice list. I can't believe all these folks made the nice list in Hamilton, Ohio. There was Natalie and Lily and Kaylee and Brooklyn and Adam and Jacob and Austin. You know who you are. Your brothers, your sisters, your cousins. That's Natalie, Lily, Kaylee, and Brooklyn, Adam, Jacob, and Austin. Y'all have been so nice. But we're going to have to work on them parents' years. Kelly, Nathan, Georgina, Paul, Brittany, Ashley. The kids have been good so far, but you parents better shape up or you're going to get cold in your stocking. I'm warning you ahead of time. This is the nice list. You got to be nice. Alameda, California. Can you believe that I've been keeping an eye on Kiera? She's only 3 years old. And Dominic, oh, he's one of my newest little buddies. Dominic is 6 months old. Merry Christmas, Kiera. Merry Christmas, Dominic. And we've got Jessica is 9 years old. Allison is 6 years old. And Samantha is 5 years old. Jessica, Allison, and Samantha Dreyer. Your bedtime is 8:30. Don't make Santa take you off the nice list. Make sure you're in bed by 8:30. Christmas is going to be here just a few days. And in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, is little 4-year-old Van Wilburn. Now, Van, you made the nice list because you're 4 years old. You've been pretty good with your daddy, but you got to be nicer to Mama, okay? So, Van Wilburn, you made Santa's nice list this year, so I'm going to bring you some presents. But you got to start being nicer to Mama, okay? And in Blairsville, Georgia. Well, Santa Claus has got nice children all over the place. In Blairsville, Georgia, is Tara and Jacob. Tara and Jacob. And you know why I like Tara and Jacob? Because they raise pigs and Santa Claus loves bacon. Oh, I love bacon. So Tara and Jacob, you keep raising them pigs. Oh, I love bacon. Oh my goodness. And while we're in Georgia, let's go over to Powder Springs, Georgia. And I want to say hi to my little buddy on the nice list. His name is Jacob. Jacob in Powder Springs, Georgia. Merry Christmas. In Green Cove Springs, Florida. Green Cove Springs, Florida, is Bo and Ellie. How you doing, Bo? How you doing, Ellie? Your parents have told me you've been pretty good all year, and I've been checking on you. Sometimes it's a little hard for me to get down there where it's hot in the summer because I'm so used to the North Pole. But Bo and Ellie, you made the nice list this year, so keep up the good work. And while we're down there in Florida, we're going to move over to Palm Harbor, Florida, and say Merry Christmas to Jason. He's 6 years old. And Samantha is 9 months old. So Jason, Merry Christmas to you and your new little sister, Samantha. You keep being a good little boy and teach your sister to be nice. And Father Christmas wants to say hello to Julian and Carrie over to Ukiah. Father Christmas says Merry Christmas to Julian and Carrie. Take better care of them cats, will you? Make sure they're put up before I come down your chimney. Oh, and in Portland, Oregon, we've got Landa and Mason and Lila Mae Cook. So I want to say Merry Christmas to Landon, Mason, and Lila Mae Cook in Portland, Oregon. Y'all been such good kids this year. Keep up the good work. Now, I know you think that all Santa Claus thinks about is these big cities, but I see you in little bitty tiny towns like Ball Play, Alabama. Would you ever think that Santa Claus would mention Ball Play, Alabama? I want to say hi to Taylor and J. Lee Braden. Taylor and J. Lee Braden. Merry Christmas down there in Ball Play, Alabama. But I ain't through. How about over there at Hoax Bluff? Oh, yeah, I see you down there at Hoax Bluff too. That's Bryson and Annie. Y'all made the nice list this year. Bryson and Annie down in Hoax Bluff. How about that? Well, you know what? I think y'all are cousins, aren't you? Bryson and Annie, are you cousins with Taylor and Jaylee and Braden? I think I've seen y'all play together. And Palermo, Michigan. Woo, gonna move up out of Georgia up there and out of Alabama up there north where it's cold in Michigan. And I want to say Merry Christmas because you've been such good children this year to Kovana and Nia. Kovana and Nia. Merry Christmas. Santa Claus is going to be good to you this year because you made the nice list. And we slide on over to Berryville, Arkansas. In Berryville, Arkansas, Santa found some nice children. There's Tessa Johnson and Lakin and Cohen Talley. How about that? I bet you didn't know Santa Claus was watching you, did you? That's Tessa Johnson and Lakin and Cohen Talley. Merry Christmas. Be sure to mind your mom and dad, okay? And Cade McCullough in Bay Minette, Alabama. Woo, there's a train coming. I got to load that thing up with toys. We're heading south. Woo. Oh, they're bringing me a bunch of supplies. That's right. Whew. I get supplies up here at the North Pole by the train load to make these toys for you children. Anyway, in Bay Minette, Alabama is old Cade McCullough. And Cade, you made Santa Claus's nice list this year, but to make it next year, you're going to have to do better about minding your mother. I let you slide on here this time because you've been such a good boy. It's just, you need to mind your mother just a little bit more, okay, Cade? And I'm going to bring you something nice, okay? Merry Christmas to you, buddy. And then in Colquhoun, Michigan, who in the world do you think I'm saying hi to in Colquhoun, Michigan? But Caitlin and Wayne Jr. Caitlin and Wayne Jr. I've been watching you. You've been really nice this year. Merry Christmas to both of you. Caitlin and Wayne Jr. New Hartford, New York. New Hartford, New York. I want to say Merry Christmas to a sweet little girl named Carmela. Carmela in New Hartford, New York. You make sure you're a good girl for Grandpa Frank and Grandma Roxanne, okay? They love you very much. You be a good girl for them. And down there in Mobile, Alabama, got a couple of boys that I don't know. Mrs. Claus told me to put you on this list. But I'm going to tell you what, it was a struggle. Because you better be good if you want me to visit your house. And I'm saying this to TJ and Connor. TJ and Connor, you made the nice list because Mrs. Claus told me to put you on there. It was very close. You've got to be good if you want me to visit your house. But Santa Claus loves you anyway, so you try to straighten up and do better, okay? All right. And in Adrian, Michigan, who in the world would know that I was watching some children in Adrian, Michigan? Caitlin and Kristen and Cody, all with a K. Caitlin, Kristen, or Kirsten, I'm sorry. Caitlin, Kirsten, and Cody. And Gretchen and Harley. Gretchen and Harley. Merry Christmas, kids. Y'all are so nice. In Adrian, Michigan, Caitlin, Kirsten, Cody, Gretchen, and Harley. Merry Christmas. And down there in the great state of Texas, we've got Rayleigh and Sadie and Zaylee. How about that? You didn't know, I bet Zaylee, you never thought I'd be saying hi to you, did you? Rayleigh and Sadie and Zaylee with a Z. Oh, Merry Christmas. And let's move back over to the United Kingdom in England, where they speak English properly. And in Bridge Hall, Stockport is a young lad, 6 years old. And I want to say, Father Christmas wants to say Merry Christmas to Joshua. Joshua, 6 years old, in Bridge Hall, Stockport, in the UK. Merry Christmas, Joshua. Merry Christmas. And then if we slide on down to Carbrook Staley Bridge in the UK, it's Carbrook Staley Bridge. Little Lottie is 4 years old. Father Christmas says, Merry Christmas to Lottie, 4 years old. It's so nice to see you children. You know, I don't get by there as often as I'd like to, but when I do and I see that you're behaving, it makes little Santa Claus happy. Makes me so happy. And then another little girl. I'm not going to say where you're from because you know who you are. Victoria Renee. So Victoria Renee, make sure you do better in school and listen to your mama, okay? All right. And I want to say hi to Lucas Lee. Lucas Lee is 9 years old and he's about to be 10. And he's in Kentucky. And he made Santa Claus's nice list. That's Lucas Lee in Kentucky. Almost 10 years old. Lucas, Merry Christmas to you, buddy. Keep being nice like you've been. I'll keep on coming to see you. And then we got Briley Spain Howard. Oh, you didn't think I know that, did you? Oh, Briley Spain Howard. And Mia Benjamin. Y'all been pretty good kids this year. I believe I'll stop by your house and see you Christmas Eve. And then in Atlanta, Georgia, we've got Everett and Anna and Eli. In Atlanta, Georgia, Everett, Anna, and Eli. Well, that just about rounds it up. Except for one little girl. She's special. Brings tears to my eyes when I think about her. She's such a sweet little girl. And Santa Claus doesn't want to pick favorites. I love all you children. But this little girl just about makes me cry every time I peek in to make sure that you know, I know when you're sleeping and I know when you're awake. But this little girl, she doesn't like to do her homework. And she won't eat her vegetables. But she likes to play basketball. She loves animals. And she loves the snow. And she's 9 years old. And she lives in Orland Park, Illinois. Orland Park, Illinois. And the reason this little girl is so special to me is because when she goes to sleep at night, her comforter has Santa Claus on it in his sleigh. And her pillowcases have Santa Claus in his sleigh. Now, do you know who I'm talking about? Do you know who I'm talking about? Mary Margaret. Mary Margaret, you're such a sweet little girl. And Santa Claus wants to wish you a very Merry Christmas. And I promise to come visit you and every little boy and girl that I've read their name to here now. This sitting here. And it just does my heart good to know we've got so many nice children out there. So, boys and girls, Merry Christmas to you. Behave. Christmas Eve will be here before you know it. And if you don't mind, instead of milk and cookies, would you put out a glass of water for me? I go to so many houses and it's milk and cookies, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. You know, so I try to eat at least a bite out of the cookie and some of the milk, but oh my goodness, could you just leave me a glass of water? I'd really like that because I get so thirsty eating cookies and milk at all these other children's houses. Oh, 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 Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.